Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about ZKTeco and Visiotech. I am Ferdi. I am responsible for the tech support of North Europe and some other countries where they speak English, right? So today I will start with a presentation. Later on I will give you some examples with the software, how it works, how it needs to be set up. Okay then, let's start. Okay. Visiotech and ZKTeco. We are the strategic distributor of Europe. So everything has to do with access control we distribute. And for this year we are your basically main sales channel. So software types. We have the Atlas series. The Atlas series has a built-in web server with the software to give access, to add people, add cards. Then we have ZBIOAccess software. That software you install on a server or on your computer. Then we have ZKTime, same story. And then we have ZKTime, also same story. Atlas series. Like I told you before, it's embedded software, weekend and OSDP, communication channels, relay outputs, mobile app. The device works on power over Ethernet, and advanced access functions, and you can add substations to this device. Free license, up to 25 doors, one mobile app, and a maximum of 84 doors. The biometric controller, you can add the OSDP, that's on a serial connection, and the weekend devices. For the Atlas series, we have only the option to add the OSDP cards. And let's continue. Here we see some schematics, how to connect the devices. In here on the internet, you can use the POA switch connected over here. And then on the serial bus, you can connect all the devices parallel to grant access on the doors. The weekend card readers we have over here. Controller, IP connection, power, battery option, also useful when there's a power failure. We have outputs for relays. You can connect a light or something else. Lock, obviously, and a sensor. Push button for exit, and obviously the readers. For the Atlas series, there is a built-in web browser, so we can use the Internet Explorer or any kind of Explorer to enter the device, to set up the access control and everything else. And there's also the option to use a mobile app. This is only for one person. ZBIOAccess. ZBIOAccess is for standalone devices and for the C2 controller. The ZBIOAccess software needs to be installed on a server or on your PC, but needs to be running on all time. And for this you can connect the standalone device and the C2, like I told you before. So let's continue. The InBio biometric controller has the weekend and the RS485 option to connect your readers. There's a version for one door, two doors, and 4 doors. We recognize that with the 160, 260, 2 doors, and the 460 for 4 doors. Then we have also controllers that you can build in some other devices, or cabinets, or housings, to combine with a gate or whatever situation you're in. The controllers. Here we have the C2 260. We can also add to this device substations, and we have weekend and OSDP connections, 2 relays out. Of course, it works over Ethernet, advanced access features, and obviously the slave controllers. So you can add more slave devices to this one. And it's compatible with the ZBIOAccess software. License free, 5 ports. The readers that we can connect, again, we use the OSDP connection. We have the card reader and we have the keypad. Slave controllers, weekend, 1 relay output, serial connection, the RS485, and obviously, because it's a slave controller, it needs the master one,
this on the web.
C260. How we connect it? Serial bus with the slave devices, and on the slave devices we can use also the weekend connections for the weekend readers, and the Ethernet connection, then the software we can use to program these devices and give access to groups and persons. ZKTime. ZKTime is the time attendance software that we use to register when people are starting to work or starting to be in the building, starting to have break, ending the break, having lunch time, and starting back to work again and end their daily work tasks. So it has a friendly interface. I will show you later on when we give the little demo. If you're using the app, real-time localization. When you give obviously permission, you need to activate it on your mobile settings. Requests, approvals, real-time notifications, reports, and connect to standalone devices, and it's multi-language. In ZKTime, you can also grant access when somebody punch in. These are the standalone devices. The SF420 has fingerprint, card, and PIN. It's a small 2.8 TFT screen, has USB and Ethernet connection, and an optical sensor for your finger. The F22, almost the same, long model device, 2.4 display, and has also the option for Wi-Fi, and can read also your fingerprint. The last one, the outdoor version, waterproof, with the IP rating of 65, finger, card, and PIN code, OLED display, small display, where you can have the functions visible and the time. Connect via cable on the Ethernet, and has the optical sensor for your fingers. Here, the standalone devices. We have a standalone finger and card reader, connects via Ethernet, and has an IP rating of 65. We have the speed face that can give access through your face, palm, and that will be this part, and or the card has a 4-inch touchscreen, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi, and it can detect if you wear a mask. But in some countries, they don't need to use the mask anymore, but you never know, and the option is there. It's always good to have the option. Then we have the the Pro Face. It has a 7-inch touchscreen, also face, palm detection, and card. Ethernet and Wi-Fi. It can read the temperature and can detect if you have a mask. The last one, face detection, no card reader, no fingerprint reader. Has a small 4.3 touchscreen, Ethernet connection, and mask detection as well. So the clocking devices. The clocking devices can work with the ZKTeco ZKTime small business software. We're starting with a free license that's limited. And now the question is how much? If you ask Paul in the chat, he will look it up for you, because I forgot. I think it was 50, but I'm not really sure, okay? Of course, I'm sure it's here, 50 employees. You can add schedules and scheduling for workers that they need to arrive, then when they need to have a break, etc., etc. You can, after that, you can run your reports. There's a management or user management tool inside, and the basis access control, parking barriers and gate control. We have 4 models. The models with the 3 rotating arms. You can program them with the access control devices when they should give access. Alarms as well, even compatible with third-party applications or third-party controllers. We are very competitive with prices. We have assistance level 1 that meets the normal support number where you dial. In general, you get me on the phone. Then we have the second support level of ZKTeco, that they can assist us with cases that we cannot solve or that's in a particular situation that causes issues. We have the Knowledge Center. We give courses, we give certifications, and we do also personalizations, devices with your own brand, for example, or your own company name. So let's go the support pages. And on this page, we have the ZKTeco C2, the C2 260. And in here, you have the first setup. Let's go back to the C2 controller. All right. In here, we have everything about the C2 controller. In here, we can see the first setup. Okay. So for the setup, we have a tool. Okay. This tool, when you open this tool, it will find all the devices in your network. Okay. Later on, I can show you the tool. Also, it's here in this link. You can download it directly from here. By the way, if you cannot, if you need to log in most cases you need to log in because it's not really public. You can use the same email address that you are using to write us in support. Then, if this is your first time, you click on Forgot Password, and then after a few minutes, you will receive a password recovery in your email. If it doesn't appear in your email box, then go to the spam. It might be in there as well. Okay. Use that link to create a new password, and then you will have access to these articles that will help you set up the devices. Okay. If there's anything missing, you can, via that same tool, you can create a ticket. What is missing? Give us as much details as possible so that we can help you in the best and fastest way. So in here, when you open the tool, you click on these binoculars, and then you will see the devices that you have in your network. Okay. You can set a password, and then obviously confirm, and then you can go to the web page, set up the device. You can add the server and the IP address and the port. That's very important to use the correct port number of choice. Okay. There are different options for that. So communication password is a different password. It's not the same password as the password for the device. This is being used to communicate with the software. So if you add this device in the software platform, you need to use this password. Okay. Below I have also a small video that you can play. Okay, let's go to to the next article. Add the C2 in the ZBIOAccess server. Okay. So basically you go here to access control, then devices, then search again. This bar will continue to search in your network, just like the other application. And then in the next step you can add the device. Let me go back. So here you can see the device. You can change the port that needs to match the port of the server, obviously. And then here you see what we discussed about the communication password that you created on the web page of the device. You can enter that over here. So this is how you go over these steps to add. And here's a short GIF. This is the ZBIOAccess server. And we can open this. We have the devices. Device. Then we do here, they have the search tool. And we scan here our network to see which devices we have available to add. You see? You see, and we have already added one. And if we want to add this device, we click on add. We use the communication password. Remember the server port. Remember that we are using here a different port is 98 at the end, so we cannot use this one. Okay, and also it needs to match the one that you created for your server, right? Okay, let's close this one. I'm jumping now straight to the ZBIOAccess software because of the devices, the standalone devices and the C2 devices that you can add, you need to use the ZBIOAccess software. Okay, so in here you see to add the user. All the steps are completely explained here. So if you do again opening new tab, so you will see all the instructions very big on your monitor. That helps a lot. For the fingerprint, you cannot use the devices to scan your fingerprint. You need to have the small fingerprint reader. That's the ZK950. That's a USB fingerprint reader. You need to connect that to your computer. You need to download also the drivers. And I added the drivers as well in here. So via the article you can also download the drivers. Without the correct drivers, it will not work. So here it shows how to edit. So you click on the fingerprint icon here. It will open a new window. You select the finger. You can choose each finger for in case some accident happens, like a butcher. He cut off his main finger. He can use the other finger to access. Also, you can say that a panic button. You can use your right thumb or your left thumb in case of something goes wrong in emergencies. So let's hope not. But the option is there. Then add the personal and departments. Actually, it's more useful to add a department first before you add the users. But it can be done later as well. You have always the option to edit and change the settings. This you can find here as well. Add and connect devices, like I showed you before. Here we have a sample to set up the ZKTeco Face 10. It's the face recognition, but we showed earlier in the presentation. So all those settings you can find here, how to edit. So let's continue to the ZKTeco Atlas series. Okay. So in here we log in. So in here we have the monitor. We can monitor the events, what's happening. So in case, Okay, with all the recordings and the streamings, it's a little bit slow. We need to have some patience sometimes, okay? We can see what happens, okay? When somebody entered the PIN code, if they have access, in here you can see that my colleague has used the PIN code and he has access. There are some marks here that it didn't succeed. So you click on it and then you can see what's going wrong, or obviously you did something wrong, or has no access, access denied. That could be like a time schedule, or you block somebody, like some employee, they stopped working for you, or you enter the wrong date of starting time, etc., etc. Anyhow, this is the monitor where you can see everything. Okay. By the way, beside of the devices, I always recommend to study on the software, because in the software you do everything. Everything is in the software. The alarms, door status, if the door is closed or open, maps, you can add maps. Obviously, the floor plans of your company or your building. If you have more than one buildings, you can use that as well. In this software, event history, user access level reports. So you can create a report when the people have access to the building, or to a door or many doors, or what department. And also the door user reports. Okay. Over here we have access. We can add users, shared access code. For example, if you have a door with a PIN code, you can share the PIN code for a group of people, so that you do not need to create a PIN code for every individual. Also easier when there's a change of plan, you want to create a new PIN code, you just create a PIN code for the whole group, right? Emergency codes, access levels, schedules, door schedules, special days like special holidays, or some companies go on summer break, right? They work only every day till 3 o'clock, or they have some extra days off because in the summer there's less work to do for some companies more. Anyhow, those special days you can use, and multi-user access, right? Then we have the configuration panel. You can see the hardware, doors, locations. Okay, you can give everything a location. Especially if you are maintaining more than one building at the same time. Again, the maps, card design, you can design your own cards. I think there is a sample here of, let me see. Yes, you see. You can upload or create your own design in here, front and the back. You can print. If you have a card printer, you can print it on your cards as well. Could be useful if you have the printer. Otherwise, you can also let us design your cards for you. That's a service that we provide. If you have questions about that, please contact your salesperson. They will explain to you everything, how it works, okay? Let me see what we have. User groups have card formats, okay, enter different card formats. User groups, again, alarm triggers, door templates, and hardware templates, okay. I would suggest ask for a device to test. I think there is a program of a limited of time that you can test the device. I think we have a program that you can test any device you want from ZKTeco for 1 month. Let me check at Paul. Okay, he confirms. So if you want to have a device, test it, okay? Also for the softwares, right? There's always a trial version of 30 days. You can install the software on your computer, test it out, and ask for a device that you want to test, or more than one device. Take a standalone device, or take a controller of choice, what you are most interested of, and you walk to the menu and try to figure it out. Use my our knowledge base there, the Visiotech school. Let me see. Let me go over the last part. Okay, user roles, backup, system settings, network settings, time, date, email settings. Very, very useful. If you want to create reports, if you install this on a server, and you want to have a daily report, a weekly report sent to the board members or to HR to create the payrolls and all those kind of functions. It's very useful. Okay, firmware settings, web server settings, communications, and authorize mobile devices. And let me see if this one has create. Okay, so in here, okay, so with this software, there's a maximum of only one mobile device user. Okay, that doesn't mean you can share the connection with two mobiles, but there's only one option to add. Okay, for more options, I think there will be a license fee for that. If you have a situation, please email us, and we find the solution for you. So basically, that's the basic stuff of the ZKTeco Atlas series. Okay, this is the built-in web server of the Atlas controller. Okay, so for this you do not need to install software. Okay, so next step, let's go to ZBIOAccess. ZBIOAccess is the software that you install on a server. When we log in, it looks all very similar. Well, here we see the ZBIOAccess software that needs to be installed on a computer or server, obviously. Like here we have persons, we can add persons, departments, pending for review, and some other parameters. Okay, the most important things are the departments that you can create, then the users that you can create. Let me, for example, edit this one. I created a user for myself. Okay, on this moment I forgot to collect my my fingerprint reader. Okay, you need to use your laptop or your computer, or attach the USB reader on the server that you have installed this software, or from the computer that you are using this software. Okay, so in this case I'm using my laptop connected to the server, and I can connect the USB card reader, the ZK9500, and by clicking on this small icon, you can select the finger, and then I will scan. But okay, you see there's no fingerprint reader detected. Like I showed you in the previous slides, that on the article you can download the drivers that should be working with your browser that you're using. I noticed that in some cases with the Edge it doesn't work on some laptops due to restrictions or whatever configuration, and it seems to be working really nicely on the Google Chrome. Okay, so don't panic when it doesn't work. Try it in a different browser. Okay, could be the settings. Then same thing with the Atlas series. We have here the devices that we can connect, like I showed you in the Visiotech school slides, or in the articles, how to add a device. We click here on search, and then we can select the device. We see we have devices added. We see that this one is offline, this one is online. We can check it here. Okay, the doors that are available. In this case, we have card only. We can edit this as well. We can say depending on the devices that are connected, the readers that are connected, right? So if you have card readers only, you can use only the card reader. Also, depending on the controller that you use, because some controllers cannot have the biometrics to scan your fingerprint. Okay, be aware of that before you go in install that the readers are compatible with the controllers as well. Here the readers, inputs, outputs, event types that you can create, or what happened, of course. Sorry. Device monitoring, real-time monitoring. Okay. Obviously, something is wrong. So there is a real-time event going on. Alarm monitoring. You see, one device is disconnected and cannot connect to the server. Let me go to a different one because it's getting annoying to hear the the alarm going off. I don't know if it's hearable, but for me it is. Again, also we can add here an app. Here we can have the access control options, time zones, holidays, access levels, set access by levels, by persons, departments, anti-passback, and then here we have the reports from the events today. There are a ton of options to choose from, and I'm sure you can find something for your needs or the client needs, obviously. Okay. In here we have also attendance. So you can see who attend to work or to be present, and see if they keep their break times. Again, real-time monitoring for the access control panels. You can connect the face detection as well. So with the temperature reader, like you saw in the slideshow. And here the settings. Then we go to the time attendance software. So this is the first screen that you see if you open the ZBIOTime. Here you have the people that work, or the personnel, or the attendants, or the users, the different departments, positions. We need to be a little bit patient because of all the software that's running on my laptop. We can add areas as well, and in here we have the employees that we can add, delete, modify. Workflow builder, very useful if you are planning to make the schedules. In here the configurations, documents. Important. You can have installed the software, but you need also the devices to add. Okay. I added one device that's currently not online. I see. That's the Phase 10 with the face recognition software without the temperature scanner, by the way. That one you can add as well. The ones that we show you in the slideshows. Okay. Messages, data, public messages, private messages. We have the log files, operation log files, errors, if there's something wrong. Mobile app. Be aware, if you're using the mobile app, it doesn't have the peer-to-peer service, so you need to use always port forwarding. And if you do not have a public IP address, you can use any kind of DDNS service. Okay. Geofence on location. If you enter a certain kind of device or exiting a location that you're not able to present or to log off or go on break time, or it will go automatically. Remember to check the privacy settings as well. Okay, in some countries you're not allowed to do this, or you need to have confirmation of the employers that give you permission to do this. Okay, keep those kind of things in mind. Over here, the configuration settings. Here, the attendance. The rules, the shifts, that's most important stuff. The break time, timetables, and the shifts. Assigning the timetables and the shifts to the employers as well. And here you have the preview and approvals, benefit management, a whole lot of options to choose from. So I'm sure that there is, for any request, an option available on this software. It's very nice and multifunctional software that could be used, I think, in almost every situation. You know, it's a nice benefit of this brand. Okay, same with the standalone devices. Some devices, they have the relay to open a door and to give access as well. So you can control this via this software as well. Okay, payroll. You can add the payroll and structure as well. The way, you see, they pay me in cash. That's always nice. Visitors. Reservations, obviously. And here you have the configurations, the parameter settings, visit reasons. Meetings, and here we have the dashboard again for real-time monitoring. Right. And here, system settings. I see, I'm very happy, there are no questions, or I should be sad, it could be as well. But anyhow, thank you very much for joining this presentation of ZKTeco. If you have technical questions, please write to support@visiotechsecurity.com or contact your salesperson. I would like to thank Paul. Great. Anyhow, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. And don't forget to write if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to know more about our security products, subscribe to the Visiotech channel and activate the notifications to always stay updated on the latest videos.